Hey guys, what's up? SirMel11 here, and Avatar is back. The news report says Viacom CBS has announced a new studio based entirely around Avatar, The Last Airbender, and The Legend of Korra. Avatar Studios will create original content spanning animated series and movies, according to a press release. Avatar and Korra original creators Michael DiMartino and Brian Konietzko are joining Nickelodeon as co-chief creative officers of Avatar Studios. The first project is an animated theatrical title set to begin production soon. More information will be announced soon, according to the company. First of all, let me say I knew this was coming. This is the second time an announcement has been made that I had an idea of, but I didn't get to make a video on, and I'm so regretful. I knew Avatar was coming back after Mike and Brian left the Netflix live action show. It only makes sense. It's been so many years since The Legend of Korra, and it's time for more Avatar content. I'd love to see a third Avatar series. The other time that I predicted another show was returning was when Fresh TV took down Total Drama Reunion, a fan-made animation. There was no other reason to do this unless more Total Drama Island was coming, and that turned out to be the case. Moving back to Avatar, I also want to say that Mike and Brian should have always been trying for an animated movie. I am not sure why they kept trying to do live action. It makes no sense, and most animated fantasy series look horrible in live action. The only purpose live action serves is to get attention of people that think animation is childish. It shouldn't take this many years to want to do a movie. Since I don't own Avatar, I can say my ideas freely since it doesn't really matter. My idea for a movie was always Aang and the crew fighting benders that used sub-bending elements as their main elements, so they'd be fighting an ice bender, a lightning bender, and maybe a magma bender. Metal bending wouldn't really work in this era unless Toph were to have taught it to someone. So there were plans for a fourth season of Avatar, and if those plans didn't make it into the comics, they could always do that. I think a fourth season of Avatar would just be amazing, and so many people would come back to watch the show. The comics could be adapted, and I've always been a fan of that idea. I've never read the comics, but I would like to at some point. I might do that soon. I find that comics are usually what animated series do when they don't have a show anymore, such as Regular Show or Adventure Time. I think the Avatar comics can be expanded into episodes or story arcs, and I would hope that Mike and Brian can do them justice. Things can run a little quicker in comic book format, so maybe they'd have to expand those storylines. Those that have read the comics, please tell me what you think of them. As far as Legend of Korra goes, I'd just keep Korra going. I think Korra never really had a goal, and I think that's why some people didn't connect with the series as well. Each season was more so a learning lesson for Korra rather than a goal to defeat or complete. I'd introduce an overall goal if Korra was going with more seasons, so there's more of an end point to the story. I enjoyed Korra, but I do feel like it just kind of ended. Korra had a lot of interesting characters and a lot more plot lines that could have been done within that world. I know people often bring up Avatar Kyoshi, so why not adapt the Avatar Kyoshi novel? That would be going back into the past. I know some people have a problem with the Avatar series going too far into the future because technology will have to be modern at some point. Korra was already a big leap in technology, so if they do another Avatar, it may be during the modern day, which I think could be really interesting. How would the Avatar adjust to having their face plastered on everyone's phones and screens? Would the Avatar be more regulated? Would the Avatar be used in wars? Would the Avatar be something that the nations fight over? Would the Avatar become a more relaxed position and no longer needed? This is something that was kind of explored in Legend of Korra, but let's fully get into that with this third Avatar. And these are just some random ideas, but people want to see Team Avatar older in their adventures as adults, so why not do that? This would be a great way to jump back into the Avatar world, and then they can move themselves up into Korra and the various characters within Korra. Just a random idea I had, but how about covering the customs of each nation? I'm sure there's room for covering a bender of one element, their culture, and how they handled a villain or some sort of conflict. A full Avatar Wan series could be fun, especially with how it's animated in a different style. Wan was a firebender first, Kyoshi was an earthbender. If people don't want them to go into the future, there's your next two Avatar series. Avatar Roku could get a full spin-off covering his life. I'd love to see more of Tenzin's family and the new Airbenders, so a series focused on him or the new Air Nation sounds great. This is an idea that I came up that I really like. An Avatar cop show with Mako and Lin as characters in it. I've been watching people react to Korra recently, and Mako's job as a cop is just really cool, so I'd love a spin-off on the cops. I'd love a detective show in Legend of Korra. I got this idea from another video, so I can't take credit for this one, but someone wanted a pro bending spin-off. I was never a fan of pro bending, and I think they'd have to make it more exciting moving forward, but why not? Maybe Korra, Mako, and Bolin return to it for some reason. New characters would work too. I feel like this part of the story was too short, with it taking up only half of season 1 instead of getting explored fully on its own. While I know some people don't want this, I think a new Avatar series in the future is what's needed. Doing a movie or a few specials on Aang is good, but a new Avatar series pushing the story and the world forward would set the world on fire, and I think it's time. Maybe a sandbender could be the next Avatar. I think it's always good to have a unique perspective on the Avatar, so maybe this next Avatar could be someone that's working within the sandbenders. I'm sure people have other ideas, but I don't think Avatar should turn into Star Wars and cover every little thing, such as the White Lotus doing this, or what's going on in the library. I'm not sure how many of those stories can be expanded. I think we should keep it to a broad perspective and maybe not get too zoomed in on different parts of the world. So those are my Avatar ideas, and I have some videos on my other Avatar ideas if you're interested in checking those out. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you like my content and want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook. The links are below. I'm Surmo11. See you next time, and peace out.